ball.
The culture.
I mean, we keeping the buck right now, we ass.
To win games, you have to win the game.
Finish the fucking game. Just end it.
Shit, that's what it's cool. All bring down on the work. Name it on me.
This Week in Sportsball is proudly brought to you by the Lane Kiffin Foundation, burning every bridge he crosses since 2007. If you're looking to demolish your program without a trace, then bring in a professionally accredited saboteur. He did it at Tennessee. He did it at Florida Atlantic. Now Ole Miss is his latest masterpiece. Lane's led the school to their greatest season in their long history. The Rebels are in contention for the CFP in one of the strongest conferences at... Wait, LSU's offering him a shitload of money? Bronc loyalty prayers have told him to go off to Baton Rouge. With the Lane Kiffin Foundation, that not only demolish everything you built, but what previous men built before. Assistant coaches, recruits, players, the whole damn campus even. Get on the plane or be left behind. Life in the fucking fast lane. That reporter was right. Lane is a hoe. Sluts around simply trying to find the highest paying pimp. And you can be his next one with the Lane Kiffin Foundation. Stay in your lane? Certainly not with him. No Davis overhead projector not included. The Proving Ground. NFC North rivals in what is all but a must-win contest, especially for Detroit. They lose this, it's more than an ass-beating they'll endure. Against hated brother in Wisconsin, it's gonna be hell. The Packers have their own severe pressure to deal with on a grand scale. In a fight to the death, Green Bay more than responds with fire and fury. They prove themselves superior. Their defense is going to stiffen up at the worst possible moments for Detroit. This is why they paid Micah Parsons, feasting on QBs with relentless pressure and 2.5 sacks. It's not just him either. Jordan Love wants to reinforce the law of 27 in the football realm. 4 touchdowns skied in most impressive fashion to forge a lead in the second half. It's looking quite perilous for the Lions in these conditions. Make or break in the 4th down by 10. Dan Campbell's going to go back to the craps table. He's betting his soul this time on 4th down. And J-Mo drops the dice on Snake Eyes. Lions lose everything again. And it only gets worse when they realize Amon-Ra's out of commission for a little bit. Green Bay claims the heavyweight bout with another humiliation of their hated rival, further solidifying their playoff case and tiebreaker against Detroit. Albeit at the cost of Devontae Wyatt. But that's not the main concern here. Lions, it's panic time after this shit. I still like them as a team, but after these past few weeks, with Dan Campbell and impotent offense in stretches and a defense that can only hold for 10-yard penalties, they're now out of a playoff spot. Worse, the Thanksgiving memes that they worked so hard to avoid are back with a vengeance. It really had to be Green Bay? To fucking them? Why, boys? Perhaps I'm getting premature. Detroit shouldn't worry about the loss. A signal shines in the night sky. The Lions' roar will be heard once again with the superheroes return in their darkest hour. Frank Ragnow is back to lead the charge. All he has to do is pass his physical and he failed miserably. He's not coming back. A grade 3 hamstring strain? How the hell do you even think about returning with that? It's about to fall off the bone like one of my roasts. Ooh, now I'm hungry. What's for dinner? A must-win matchup for both teams. They're coming off stunning wins, but that isn't enough. The Cowboys and Chiefs need more. And in the end, Dallas was the one to be able to reach back and find another gear. Let's be clear as possible. Kansas City got as manhandled in the trenches as Josh Simmons did, only able to pancake yellow flags and suffer injury to the repeated insults. And it's in spite of Patrick Mahomes having a near-perfect game, trying everything in his power to will the limited Chiefs over honestly a stronger adversary, but he couldn't get them over the hump. Years of poor drafting and an aging roster have led to this. Kansas City bullshit is no longer real. 2024 masked a lot of flaws that are finally coming to roost. I just have one question. How many penalties are the Chiefs gonna take at crucial spots? I'm not even making a snide comment. This was literally how the game went. And there were some really iffy ones too. You can kind of make a claim the NFL's pushing Jerry Boy into a playoff spot with this, but then again, that's simply the power of some good old-fashioned home cooking. John Madden would treat it like a turducken and jam his fingers into its juicy interior and lick off the grease. That's Dallas right now. They're playing with fire. They have serious flaws in the defense still, but if their offense and Dak keep firing on all cylinders like they have these past 6 or so quarters, no, they can't go off about how it's their year again, right? They merely did the league a service these past few weeks. Oh no, the Chiefs lost and may have gotten fucked by the refs? Welcome back to 2016. Jerry Boy is the shadow emperor of the NFL, you know. He wants to fancy himself as an elite GM by any means. You proposed trading Micah Parsons and a first for Quinnen Williams before the season. Sure you did. all wondering when another captivating episode of That's So Raven would hit the airwaves? It's like a modern television series. It took a break for a month or so to create the perfect storyline. Against a weary rival in Cincinnati, things were looking up. A 5-game win streak, a chance to retake control of a terrible AFC North. Joe Burrow was being chucked out there to be roasted on a spit. Everyone in attendance will cringe in disgust. At Baltimore, no, my friends, they need to prove to the world one absolute fact. Only the Ravens can beat the Ravens with such tenacity. A legendary EPA of failure that the nerds crunching numbers melt into a puddle. Unbelievable self-destruction as bungles laugh themselves to death. The Lamabi jokes will fly through the air. Unlike Jackson's passes, will simply drop from oblivion like Jackson's play while hurt. We have King Henry sitting here ready to roll. Let's not use him. Since he literally just had to stand there and wait for Baltimore to fuck up. It wasn't all that hard and it didn't take all that long. Joseph Asai was given boost guards before the game and turned into prime Trey Hendrickson, serving up delicious turnovers as if they were made by grandma. The aroma of 5 by the offense cementing a disastrous showing. A chance to solidify a lead in a joke division squandered to that? Really, to that? Bengals just field goaled them to death. Shades of Tyler Boyd and yet another confirmation that John Harbaugh is well past his expiration date here. Looks like they need to remove more than the ping pong table. Maybe a few heads will be a nice add to their collection. That is so goddamn Raven. Please save some of this prolapsing for the Steelers next week. I'm fucking begging you. What a fucking terrible disgrace. I can't believe Amazon and the NFL would willingly subject a national audience to the Eagles' offense. We've been over this repeatedly. It's the biggest waste of talent we've laid our eyes on as a collective. Justin Blackmon in team form. And remember, Chicago's still banged up on defense in the worst possible way. Yet for the second week in a row, the only meal being served is humble pie. Even then, to lay this kind of dud? It's the same fucking script Philly had in 2023. I wonder why the fans are shitting down their throat. I'd be doing the same damn thing. 2 first downs in the first half at fucking home? Are you for real? Everything's become so damn predictable that even I, a man who doesn't know ball, can see through it. Stop running fucking RPOs to the fucking B gap! It's not fucking working! It's not gonna work the next 50 fucking times you try it! For fuck's sake, just do something else! Of course Saquon can't do a damn thing. This Bears defense is daring Jalen Hurts to throw it and he goddamn can't. Missing passes while trying to dink and dunk with this stupid Patulo shit. It's unbelievably damning for Chicago, too. These guys should be winning by 30, but their offense is playing with their food again as well. All you have to do is just keep running the ball. The Eagles' D's getting mauled in the trenches. It was enough for today, but all I want to do is strangle both teams for dancing around landmines. They blew up repeatedly in Philly's face. Kevin Patullo's a clown. Nick Sirianni should never be able to promote his lackeys again, and they'll be going incognito simply to escape a city ready to slice them for cheesesteak meat. Wait, Chicago won a game by more than one score? They dominated a supposed Super Bowl contender on their home soil? It's on a technicality, sure, but I thought this was illegal. This calls for one thing. Shirtless Ben Johnson. Kirk Cousins can eat his goddamn money chain with this goodness. Free wieners for everyone. You can throw them at Green Bay next week. Even for a team as mercurial as the Jaguars, there's no way in hell they're allowing the Titans any chance of winning this one. This day will be for Trevor Lawrence, who somehow remembered he was once looked at as a potentially generational QB and finally played like it. The potent running game isn't working all that well? Then T-Law throws with some solid efficiency against an FCS defense. You don't have to do much against Tennessee. Just show some semblance of a pulse and you'll win. The Titans are pure ass. Nobody's shocked by the result. The only things that'll shock anyone are the Jaguars taking the reins of the AFC South. With the way they've been playing, as volatile as they are to be 8-4, they control their own destiny, yet we don't even know what the fuck they are. Do they dominate or simply flop like their punter did? One of the great mysteries of life. At least we know the standard for the Titans. It leads to the inevitable. Any team that willingly allows Brian Callahan to butcher a franchise deserves this fate. God, what a terrible fucking football team. Free Cam Ward from this hell before you ruin him too. The Browns is the Browns. A tale as old as time. Shedeur Sanders becoming full-time starter with his champions in the corner acting like he's the best black quarterback to ever throw a football. Today, let's just say he was nowhere near the top 10 major issues Cleveland had. He was meh. The worst case scenario for his discourse. The real culprit for the Browns today is that they've apparently turned into the 2010 Chargers minus the great offense. Their special teams is an absolute fucking joke, repeatedly sabotaging any chance Cleveland had at winning whatsoever at every turn. Gage Larvin had 3 muffed punts. 3! They pulled a Gunnar Olszewski on a goddamn kickoff! It doesn't matter if the offense is a joke that Stefanski keeps handicapping. If there's no confidence, they'll catch a fucking punt. As blatant as Shador holding on to the football for too damn long. San Francisco takes the reins and crushes their adversary at all angles. It may have had more to do with the Browns imploding on themselves, but they don't give a shit. A win is a win is a win. The Browns want to pretend Shador's any good while wasting Myles Garrett's elite season, let them. The Niners will accept 9-4 as compensation. The Dolphins are totally gonna pretend they're back in the hunt now, aren't they? Amazing, you're in the soft underbelly of the schedule against self-destructing teams and total garbage, and you've won 4 of 5. Mike McDaniel's poetry rings true again as it's the fucking Saints. They're terrible. Just let Devon Achane run all over them and call it a day. New Orleans had 25 yards in their first 5 drives and a pick in the next one. Shut out at half. It was looking like a blowout. At least until everything switched once they came out of their respective locker rooms. The Saints attempt to come back since Tua's having a garbage game and adjustments were made. Tyler Shuck doesn't look half terrible, and it's suddenly a 1-score game because Miami's unsurprisingly shit. But it's too late even with a touchdown with a chance to tie. The Dolphins throw the dagger at them and force them to die with a pick 2, ending the misery of everyone watching once and for all.
Again, his first NFL game and that 56-yard field goal to tighten things for the Saints. It must travel 10. Oh, and it does! The Saints live!
What the hell? Oh, okay, there was just a hiccup in the tape player. Now they throw the dagger at them. The Dolphins are a shitty team, but they're playing even shittier teams, so they all but win by default. New Orleans isn't interested in pushing the envelope. They'll just confirm what we thought about them to begin with. Death comes for us all. Maybe it'll come for Mickey Loomis as a GM too. Then perhaps they'll finally rip the Band-Aid off and wipe it clean. I'd say it can't get worse than this, but it probably will. I sometimes wonder if the Cardinals are just a placeholder franchise taking up space until a real team takes over. Arizona doesn't exist to try and win on their own, merely to allow other teams to get a pity victory over them in the most inexplicable of ways. The Buccaneers were ripe for the taking. No matter what they did, they couldn't find a way to take advantage of the foe in front of them. The good news is that they were ahead for nearly the entirety of the game. Honestly, that's all the Bucs needed. The Cards are a terribly coached team, and it's obvious with the cavalcade of mistakes they make every game. Shit, all they did in this one was fuck up repeatedly. Fumbles, missed field goals, Drew Petzing making a bunch of shitty calls whenever the time came. It's almost commonplace for these fuckers. Even when they try to come back into the affair, with the Bucs gifting them opportunities to try and win ad nauseum, it's not enough in the end. Oh no, Tampa has to punt late and give Arizona a final drive. You seriously expect a comeback? It's a true Petzing offense. There will be no such thing happening here. Not even if the lame snide remark or quip. The only sound's laughter. Tampa Bay secures a crucial win to keep limping towards a first-round playoff loss, while the Cardinals, let's just say a lot of people are getting fired soon. I'd have hopes for your season beforehand, but like Amari DiMercato, I dropped the ball for the hell of it before reaching the end zone. Seriously though, how the fuck wasn't DiMercato instantly cut for his incompetence? I wanted to call this one a tank bowl so goddamn bad. You have no idea how Juicy was dangling from the hook for me. Unfortunately, the Falcons are pretending they still have a chance and won last week, so it just missed the criteria. Certainly doesn't stop them from playing down to competition like most weeks. Or are they just insanely shit led by a coach that adds absolutely nothing to the table? Probably both, if we're being honest. I keep hearing about this elite team ready to pounce. I've heard it for years, yet all they do is falcon. It's so bad we have a fucking term for it. Falconing all over the place to merely reinforce narratives about an entire franchise. The sooner you realize it, the less surprised you'll be with the hack job from top to bottom. Endlessly self-inflicted errors and sudden impotence that allow the Jets to stay in the game with Tyrod Taylor leading the charge. Both teams signify the waste of football, but New York's merely playing for pride, and to upend a favored foe in the fourth quarter. The game is tied at 24 in the legs of Tyrod himself. Yet Atlanta, under the prowess of Kirko, have a plan up their sleeves. 2 straight 3-and-outs, gaining 1 yard in the process. against a defense that seemingly stopped giving a shit a long time ago. This is what Hack Robinson does to a team, kids. Now the Jets barely have to move the ball to have a chance to win. God, please lose this, Falcons. I swear it'll be the most beautiful and hilarious thing I've ever laid my eyes on. Give us a folk hero.
From the right hash, from 56 yards out, his career long is 58. And Folk's kick is good!
Oh, Falcons, I love you so much. Never fucking change. God, this team fucking sucks. Different trajectories for different teams. In Houston, things are looking on the up. And with CJ Stroud returning to lead the charge, optimism is high. For Indy, Daniel Jones isn't just off form, he's dealing with a fractured leg. Giants fans question many things about him, but never his toughness. He's still playing. Against this defense, though, I don't know if that's going to be enough. The Colts are struggling mightily, as many offenses do against Houston. Even as their offense has plenty of issues against Anarumo's D, the Texans feel firmly in the driver's seat. Even when it becomes a neck-and-neck affair, with both teams desperately trying to claw for every inch available to them, it feels like Houston still has control. Yet this battle apparently needed outside interference to make it interesting. Good lord, the ref ball was something unbelievable to behold. Terrible penalties and missed calls on both sides of the equation. What the fuck's gonna be flagged? Roll a dice, who the hell knows? All I'm seeing are Colts fans about to hang them where Hoosier Stadium used to stand. Shit, Indy might have a legitimate case here. This is pass interference on Kenny Moore. The receiver fucking fell down. How the hell is this a defensive penalty? Shit, it gets worse. That Kaimi Fairbairn extra point? That sure as shit looked like it missed, but it was still called good. Oops, can't review that play. Sorry, boys. It wasn't the main culprit for the Colts losing here, but good lord. They're already skidding out of control without Jonathan Taylor to carry them everywhere. You don't need to rub salt in the wound. With another outstanding defensive effort, Houston has officially revived their season. In spite of Nick Caley trying to hand the game away late in the fourth. From 0-3 to 7-5. If they can get anything resembling offense from that Caley clown show, the Texans are legitimately dangerous. That defense is so fucking good, man. He destroyed worlds. So this should be an easy matchup to predict in theory. The team that's looked at as the class in the NFC against a group that's prone to imploding in a given week without much resembling elite talent should be slaughtered. In theory. Remember, this year's chaos defined, and the Panthers are the epitome of chaos. When did it happen? Perhaps it could have been when Matthew Stafford suddenly threw 2 terrible interceptions in a matter of 2 drives. It was a pretty off day for Stafford, all things considered. Dragged down into the muck to wrestle for any sort of position whatsoever. Winds and rains of volatility are brewing around the field, symbolizing Carolina and their ability to shit over anything resembling narratives. 4th and short, down by 4. Against LA, no biggie. Bryce Young throws a dart to Jalen Coker and they take the lead. The Rams are now in a strange position. They have to keep playing catch-up. Which they do, to be fair, but they just can't shake off the undead menace and pull away. Carolina's latched on pretty tight. It's another situation down by 4 in the 4th, and the Panthers are charging to an extent. Another 4th and short against this defense. It's not happening again. They're finished.
On this crucial 4th down, Young, McMillan, got it! Touchdown, Panthers lead!
So Bryce is back to being a strong QB again? Does he just change forms from week to week or something? Let them have their false hope. It's cute to think they can one-up the Rams. Something about moral victories is all Carolina can hope for, we feel. LA and Stafford are charging with haste into their territory. Panthers, it was a nice ride, but it's time to...
4-man rush. Stafford gets brought down. That ball came out. Derek Brown the hit, and DJ won him the ball.
What? The Panthers are going to win this game? Against a team looking like the best in the NFC, the Storm Swirl and lead Carolina to their best win of the season? Exactly what we all predicted would happen. The fuck even are the Panthers? They'll dominate one week, then look like absolute shit the next. Are they simply the Jaguars of the NFC? Are they the harbingers of chaos, or simply playing eons over their heads? I legitimately don't know, but what's more confusing is the team holding serve in the NFC for now. The Bears. What evil spirits did Virginia McCaskey unleash on the football world when she died? It's the only explanation I've got. I'm dead serious about that. I swear, if this Super Bowl becomes Chiefs-Eagles again, I'm gonna fucking kill the football gods. The number of the day is no longer 9. JJ McCarthy's been thrown in concussion protocol for the week. Translation, he fucking sucks. In the Sam Darnold Bowl, there's only one man that can answer the call. Get ready for the might of Max Brosmer.
He rolls, he's pressured, he's in trouble, keeps it up, oh no! Ernest Jones, house call!
And the Brosmer era has officially died. Somehow it can get worse than McCarthyism in Minnesota. Seattle proved that wholeheartedly. It was less outstanding defensive performance and more Brosmer so green and unprepared for the NFL that he's fooled by the most obvious of looks. If Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison were pissed by a McCarthy offense, oh boy, they've got another thing coming here. A goose egg on the scoreboard. Autoerotic asphyxiation on a football field. Sam Darnold looked like shit and JSN did next to nothing, but they didn't need to be good here. Brosmer will simply throw better to the other team than his own. What a waste of that outstanding Minnesota defense. They did solid work limiting the Seahawks to just over 200 yards of offense when the output of your team is this. It's fucking putrid. Your season's over, Vikings. You've just hit rock bottom and it's probably gonna go a hell of a lot lower than this. I'd honestly hunker down and think about bookmarking Zillow if I'm a coach there. People are probably getting canned for this travesty and downward spiral. Good fucking God. The Superchargers unis in LA just feel so dirty to witness. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the uniforms, but this is a San Diego thing and we all know it. The Raiders should also be an LA or Oakland thing, yet their soul got sucked out and are the hollow shell of a franchise in front of us. They try to do things, but the corporate Raiders merely exist to be cucked by their opponents. Even their LA contingent is barely showing up at SoFi these days. It's that bad. Why would they? No human being, alive or dead, should have to witness the 2025 Raiders, getting chances that are repeatedly squandered by an inept offense. The Chargers, even in their battered state, will ride Justin Herbert and Kamani Vidal to a second-half breakaway. It's not a contest whatsoever. It's one of the easiest victories Liquid LA will have all year. Yet, as we all know, there must be a cost to the Bolts winning any game whatsoever. Today's toll's a steep one indeed. Justin Herbert. He's got a fractured non-throwing hand and might be out for a game or two. He'll try to play through it, but all it shows is the blood cost of the San Diego curse. Speaking of curses, the Raiders. If this is the result of Tom Brady allegedly colluding with his coaches, I cringe to think what would have happened if he didn't. They'd be even dumber than paying $6 million a year to Chip fucking Kelly. Alright, you guys win. You finally did it. You finally get your wish. You get me yelling and screaming about the Steelers shitting the bed for the umpteenth week in a row. Come on, play the music, put it in a crescendo. This moment was inevitable. Let's rip the goddamn Band-Aid off. Tonight, on Days of Our Steelers. You know what, on second thought, this doesn't even deserve the cheesy faux epic voice. That would imply there's any hope of this shit turning around. After that garbage performance, I watched a funeral. A 60-minute session of Buffalo wiping their ass all over the Steelers in their own goddamn stadium. The first half was showing the flaws of the Bills repeatedly self-destructing despite the refuse in front of them. Then, say it with me, everyone, Buffalo proceeded to adjust. What a strange word to hear, adjust. Kinda like Aaron Rodgers getting fucking pummeled in the pocket on the first drive in the second half. He's nowhere near 100% and it showed all game. He can't even take a snap under center or throw accurately. Yet he's got the gall to chuck his receivers under the bus after the fact. You had 3 fucking yards of offense in the third quarter. Against a defense without more than a few parts. Pittsburgh still thinks it's 1995 and they can win with splash plays and fluke bullshit. Be my fucking guest. You're up against backup tackles that should be feasted on. No sacks on Josh Allen. You're supposed to have this great run defense. They gave up almost 250 yards on the ground. The most against Pittsburgh since 1975. I saw a team that lied down and died. They fucking did it. They broke the fan base. They turned the fandom into what I was in 2018. I can't believe it. We have fired Tomlin chants rightfully breaking out at Acrisure. They booed Renegade. Do you know how seismic this is? Why should they clap like lobotomized seals? For 9-8 Super Bowl? Shit, who the hell knows if that's even reached? Thank you, Buffalo. Thank you for showing people what I've been seeing out of this team for years. You're in the same shit stew as us and you don't know it, but you finally broke the conditioning. It's the one thing I wish I was wrong about, yet Patrick Queen's over here ripping Trey Essex for being critical of him on Twitter. Anything to protect Teflon Tomlin, I guess. As the carousel brings us back around to the same old fucking shit, so are the days of our Steelers. We're getting a crossover episode next week. Fuck my life. Don't know why, but Denver absolutely infuriates me as a team. They should be so much better than this despite their record, yet for whatever reason imitating the 2024 Chiefs is apparently their peak aspiration. Endless Deus Ex Machina and the bullshit being real against teams that they should be crushing. Every time I sit down and watch the Broncos, I expect to be turned into a true believer, yet all it does is further fuel my doubts of them. Washington's a dead man walking, featuring the oldest team in football without their star QB yet again. So why is Denver playing down to competition? Why do the commies even have life in this contest? Why is it a close affair? The Broncos suddenly turned into a toddler in the second half and chose to toy with their food and fling it on the walls. Their offense keeps dying for no goddamn rhyme or reason whatsoever. I honestly don't know what to blame more, Mo Picks or Sean Payton's overrated ass. Their dragging carcass is forcing the defense to keep making these Herculean efforts that somehow can't stop the bleeding. Washington really came back into this? This is going to overtime? The commies have nothing. This should have been a multi-score win by this point. But no, we have to have Bo Nix imitate Tim Tebow with another clutch try for a touchdown. Great. Now the defense can... Really? They're allowing Marcus fucking Mariota to march them down the field? They let them score a touchdown. Oh boy, here comes the high-end talent to bail the Broncos out yet again.
Washington for the win. Mariota has it rejected by Benito.
On fucking cue. I legitimately don't get why this was even a game. Denver's supposed to be this elite team, yet they keep dancing through the raindrops and escaping at the last moment. Fucking stop it. Seriously, you're better than this, Broncos. Get the hell out of my sight. Go ahead, pretend that you're legit. I see right the fuck through you. I've seen this shit way too many times in my life. Call me a hater, reality will smack Denver in the face sooner or later with these performances. Mark my words. You may not notice it at first glance, but the Giants are the pinnacle of comedy. In front of a white-hot Patriots squad, New York didn't choose to play football, but an entirely different game. One that can't be comprehended by mere mortals. These special teams they feature are truly special. Not even in the helmet-wearing variety. They get dwarfed by them on all fronts. They're fucking hilarious. Young Wayne Koo jammed his foot on the fucking ground. He didn't even hit the ball. The only thing that would have made this better is if he were still in Atlanta. Gunnar Olszewski pulled another Gunnar Olszewski. Drake May putting together another strong performance was merely icing on the cake for the Patriots, dominating in the first half to obliterate their foe headed into the long-awaited bye week. The Giants are as well, but that couldn't come fast enough. Shit, Abdul Carter may as well be out for watching pornography because he's all but a ghost on the stat sheet most weeks. People think shit shows in football aren't worth watching? The Giants deserve awards for this hilarity.
Bring out Jadine!
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Oh, thank Thanks very much. Right, Joel. See you on Thursday. Right.
He rolls, he's pressured, he's in trouble, heaves it up, oh no! Ernest Jones, house call! He will take it all the way! A game-changing play from Ernest Jones, 84 yards and no flags.